I am the keeper of nightmares. Within these shadowed archives, evil scribes its darkest tales. 5 souls, monsters in human skin, haunt America's past. This is their countdown. Prepare yourselves, for the abyss stares back. Number 5. H. Holmes, the architect of anguish. Our journey into the abyss begins in the Gilded Age, a time of glittering facades and unspoken horrors. Here in the heart of Chicago lurked a predator like no other, a creature who built his empire on deceit and death, H. Holmes. This seemingly charming doctor, with his piercing gaze and air of quiet authority, constructed a monstrous labyrinth, a murder castle disguised as a hotel. Within its walls he trapped unsuspecting souls drawn in by his charisma and promises of comfort. Imagine their terror as they discovered the true nature of his macabre design. Secret passages, soundproofed rooms, gas chambers and a crematorium, a testament to Holmes's depraved ingenuity. He watched from the shadows, a puppet master reveling in the fear he orchestrated. The screams of his victims, their pleas for mercy, were swallowed by the walls of his gruesome creation. Their faces, frozen in eternal agony, whispered of unimaginable suffering. Holmes, a master manipulator, evaded capture for years, his crimes hidden beneath a veneer of respectability. But the whispers of the dead echoed through time, leading investigators to his door, exposing the monster within. He confessed to 27 murders, but some believe the true number to be far greater, lost to the shadows of his macabre masterpiece. Whisper, slow fade. He built a hotel for nightmares. Number 4. Charles Manson, the devil's puppeteer. From the shadows of a crumbling mansion to the sun-drenched hills of California, our journey takes us to the heart of the 1960s, a time of social upheaval and cultural revolution. Here, a charismatic cult leader named Charles Manson preyed on the vulnerabilities of a generation yearning for belonging. With hypnotic eyes and a twisted gospel on his lips, Manson assembled a devoted following, young souls lost in a haze of drugs and disillusionment. He was their shepherd, their savior, their path to a warped utopia. But beneath his messianic facade lurked a heart of pure darkness. Manson's family, bound by twisted loyalty and fear, became instruments of his will, carrying out his gruesome bidding. Their descent into madness culminated in a series of brutal murders that shocked the nation, their victims left to bleed out under the California sun. Sharon Tate, a young actress on the cusp of stardom, begged for her life, for the life of her unborn child. Her pleas fell on deaf ears, her beauty forever extinguished by the savagery of Manson's disciples. The world watched in horror as the details of the Manson family's crimes unfolded. Their motives, shrouded in a fog of drugs and delusion, remain a chilling reminder of the darkness that can fester within the human soul. Manson, the puppet master, controlled his followers with an iron fist, their minds his to mold and manipulate. He sought to ignite a race war, to burn society to the ground and rebuild it in his own twisted image. Whisper with menace, he offered them love and commanded them to kill. Number 3. Ted Bundy, the face of deception. Our descent into darkness leads us now to the heart of the 1970s, a time when fear stalked the streets and a charming smile could mask a predator's heart. This is the story of Ted Bundy, a killer so adept at deception, so disarming in his normalcy, that he redefined the very nature of evil. Bundy was handsome, charismatic, intelligent, a law student who volunteered at a suicide hotline. He used his charm like a weapon, luring young women into a false sense of security, turning their trust into their undoing. Imagine their terror as his mask of normalcy slipped, revealing the monster beneath, the brutal reality of their predicament crushing their hopes, their dreams, their futures. Bundy's reign of terror spanned multiple states. His victims, often college students who resembled his first love, left discarded like broken dolls. He revelled in the control he exerted over them, their fear fueling his dark desires. He would often return to the scenes of his crimes, drawn back to the remnants of his brutality, sometimes even applying makeup to their lifeless faces. He grinned at his reflection in their vacant eyes, a chilling testament to his psychopathy. Bundy's capture and subsequent trials captivated the nation, his chilling testimony and courtroom antics revealing a mind both brilliant and deeply disturbed. He wore a mask of sanity. Number 2. John Wayne Gacy, the Killer Clown. Our journey into the darkest corners of the human psyche leads us now to the seemingly innocent world of birthday parties and laughter, where a monster lurked beneath a painted smile. This is the story of John Wayne Gacy, the Killer Clown, a man who transformed childhood dreams into nightmares. Gacy was a pillar of his community, a successful contractor, an active member of the JCs, even playing the role of Pogo the Clown at children's hospitals. He was a master of disguise, hiding his depravity beneath a veneer of normalcy, all the while luring young men and boys to their deaths. He promised them work, companionship, a place to belong. But his promises were as hollow as the laughter that echoed through his crawl space, the final resting place for 33 souls. Imagine their terror as they realized the true nature of Gacy's intentions, their youthful innocence fading into the suffocating darkness of his basement. Their last breath stolen beneath the weight of his twisted desires. Gacy, a man who craved power and control, documented his crimes with chilling meticulousness, photographing his victims, often in staged poses, their eyes reflecting the unimaginable horror they endured. He sneered at the camera, his face a grotesque mask of amusement and depravity. His capture sent shockwaves through America, shattering the illusion of safety in even the most mundane of settings. He brought laughter and death. Number 1. Jeffrey Dahmer, the Cannibal of Milwaukee. Our exploration of America's darkest souls leads us now to a place of unspeakable horror, where the line between pleasure and pain blurs into oblivion. This is the story of Jeffrey Dahmer, a man consumed by a darkness so profound, so depraved, that it defies comprehension. Dahmer's apartment, a charnel house disguised as a dwelling, reeked of decay, a testament to his gruesome appetites. Within those walls, he indulged his darkest fantasies, transforming his victims from living, breathing human beings into objects of his macabre desires. He lured them with promises of companionship, of escape from their loneliness. But their hopes were met with the cold steel of his blade, their dreams extinguished in a haze of alcohol and chloroform. He drilled into their skulls, attempting to create zombie-like companions, their vacant eyes a chilling reflection of his own fractured psyche. He photographed their bodies in various stages of dismemberment, his Polaroids, a gruesome catalogue of his descent into madness. Their skulls, bleached and preserved, lined his shelves, their hollow sockets staring out at him, a silent audience to his depravity. In their silence, they spoke volumes of the terror they endured, of the darkness that consumed them. Dahmer's crimes, a horrifying tableau of cannibalism, necrophilia and dismemberment, shocked a nation accustomed to the macabre. He craved connection, but found only oblivion. These 5 etch terror into the parchment of time. The keeper of nightmares bids you ponder who chills you most. Speak below, bind yourself to this archive and await more shadows. Rest now, if you dare. Good night.